Hey, what is up, guys? And this is I Fail So You're Not Good here, back with some more Zombies Only Olympia gameplay. What's going on, guys? So today, I just want to talk about a little about what the story I had from my last Zombies Only Olympia gameplay. It was in the end of part 2, where I talked about how I was hanging out with my friend Tom and his friend, and my friend. Yeah, we're both good friends. So Tom and Noah are both good friends of mine, and we were hanging out at Tom's house, right? And we drove down his road, and what happened was, we were hanging out at his house. Okay, we drove down this road, saw this taxo sign, and we were like, why is okay? Well, let's see what this taxo is all about, you know? So we drove down the road to see where the taxo was. And we found the other taxo sign, and we looked at the house, and the house that had the taxo, there was no taxo. There was nothing outside, nothing at all. It was just completely empty, and yeah, there was actually no taxo. There was an advertisement for a taxo, but there was actually no taxo. So what ended up happening was, we went back down the road to where the first taxo sign was that we found. And we thought it would be funny because, you know, these people were advertising a false taxo. That, you know, we would dig up the taxo sign and throw the taxo sign in the woods. And that's what we did. And after that, we, you know, just went back over to Tom's house, and we just played some Call of Duty for a little while. So a few hours later, we go back out driving, and we had nothing to do. We were just being hooligans, being funny. You know, we weren't trying to be like mean or insensitive or anything like that, you know. But pretty much what happened was, we went back up to where the second taxo sign was, and we were going to ditch that one. So we went back up there, ditched the second one, had a laugh. It was hilarious because there was a huge hill and next to the house where the taxo was, and all I remember is because I threw this one down into the taxo, or down into the valley. Like, there's a huge hill, and then a valley, and then a huge river down below where this house was. I just remember it falling straight into the river and making a huge splash. It was just hilarious. But what happened was, on the way back down, because, you know, we were just being hooligans, whatever, just messing around, my friend Tom thought it would be funny to throw a Wendy's soda cup or whatever at a mailbox. And I don't know if any of you guys are thinking this immediately, but vandalizing mailboxes is kind of illegal. So what ended up happening was, Tom threw the mailbox, or Tom threw the soda cup at the mailbox. And what happened was, the owner of the house was outside, and he heard a loud bang. Like, it was really, really loud. And what ended up happening was, we drove back down the road, back to where, pretty much what happened was, geez, I'm still a little sick, guys. But what happened was, we drove back down the road, and there was a stop sign. And near the stop sign is where the first taxo sign was. Just got a quick revive, oh yeah! So, yeah, we went back down to the first taxo sign, and what happened was, we dropped Tom off, because we thought, I don't know why we got this idea, but Tom was just like, you know what, I'm gonna take the first taxo sign back up and put it back in the ground or whatever. I don't know why he thought that, but it doesn't matter. That's what we did. He jumps out of the car, right? And the owner of the house comes down in his creeper van. He owns this really big white creeper van. Like, you could hold. Man, it was just creepy. And he drives after us, and I hadn't dun 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 dun. I like messing around. I love messing around with the M1911 when I was doing this only Olympia gameplay, but you know, whatever. Okay, so the guy in the creeper van comes after us. We dropped Tom off at the stop sign to go pick up the taxo sign. I need to get on topic. Come on. I don't want to run out of time to commentate over this in my video, so I'm trying to cover it really fast. But we dropped him off there, and then me and Noah are still left in the car. So what I did, just be funny, I gassed on I gassed on the, like, in the car towards Tom's house, and this is just basically just across the street. So we crossed like a main road to where Tom's house is, and then you know, of course I'm a nice guy as far as for the most part, I think, and I went back over, and you know, I was gonna go pick up Tom, but then we noticed that the owner of the house was talking to Tom, and not just, well, not talking, he was yelling at him because he had noticed that we threw a Wendy's cup at his mailbox, and he was just going crazy. He was so pissed off, and it's understandable. Like, if someone did something did something to my mailbox like that, like, I regret this whole decision because of what happened. I have learned my lesson. I do not want to get in any more legal trouble. Oh my goodness. So, because we were so scared, me and Noah didn't know what to do. I drive off a little bit, and then I park like on the side of the road somewhere. But then he notices being suspicious, and he's just like, "Oh man!" Like he was saying this to Tom at the time. He was like, "Oh man, those are the guys. Those are the kids who hit my mailbox. I'm gonna go after them." He starts chasing us, and I go back up the road towards this light, and the light had just turned yellow, or like it was turning yellow as I was going through it, and I was making a left. I could see people on the right side of the road who wanted to go, you know, through the light, and I figured because the light had just turned red as I passed through it, that it would stop the guy behind me from going through it. No, but this guy was for a lack of a better term, a freaking badass, and he goes right through the light, and he keeps following us, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna let this like chase like go on longer, because I didn't want to get into any more like bigger trouble. I didn't want to get in trouble with the cops or anything like that for speeding, stuff like that. So I pull over, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna talk to the guy, tell him the truth, tell him what we did, and then do whatever he has in mind for us to do for him. So he comes over, or I pull over, he pulls over, and he starts yelling at me and no, like, "Yo, did you guys just hit my mailbox?" I was just like, yeah, don't, like, seriously, it was us. It was like we were just messing around. We meant no harm. Like, it was just all fun and games. And like he was just like, "Well, I'm really pissed off that you guys did this, but you guys better go clean up that stuff because I got your plate. If I see you guys messing around with other people's mailboxes, I want to send your license plate into the cops and stuff like that. But because you guys were honest, like, I'm gonna let you guys off, and just as long as you go back to my mailbox, pick up that cup and wipe down my mailbox." And we went back to his mailbox. I took my shirt off, and you're wondering why would I take my shirt off for, but I took my shirt off so I could clean his mailbox. And then I picked up the cup, and we went back home, and Tom was still outside at the time. So on the way home, we go back to pick him up, and he is so worried that we were in trouble and stuff. But yeah, but what ended up happening was we pick him back up, and a few weeks later, actually, the cops called my house, and because I'm 19 and I'm older than I'm not a minor anymore, I actually had to go into the police station and talk to the guy. So, here we go, getting Pack-a-Punch. Oh yeah, I was so pumped for this. This part of the gameplay is awesome, so exciting. Yeah, so we went back. What did we do again? Yeah, he called the house. My dad was pissed that night, and I explained to him everything that happened, and I just explained to him that we were just messing around. We weren't trying to be. We were just being funny. I totally learned from this. I have never, ever. I even wrote down on a piece of paper by myself. I didn't have anyone supervising me. I just wanted to write this out on a piece of blank paper for myself, that I am never going to ever touch anyone else's mailbox unless given permission to, and I'm never going to vandalize anyone's mailboxes ever. Because vandalizing other people's, or even just touching other people's property, is against the law. It's illegal. Don't do it. I've learned from it. Never do it again. Please guys, like and favorite this video, and hope you learned from this lesson.